Hey everybody, I am Haley Gray and I'm the group owner in the Women's Entrepreneur Network. I hope that you are having an amazing evening. Wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about when life hands you lemons and handling chaos and handling, batshit crazy, um, literally. Um, I have a daughter who is 22 and her name is Laura, and she has very severe psychiatric issues. And when I say very severe, I mean the kind that most people are never exposed to in their lifetime, that you hear about on movies, maybe the just extreme kind of issues. And we've been battling this since 2015, since December 6th of 2015, shortly after she fell off of a horse. She landed on her head. And the next thing we knew, we were dealing with a kid with severe schizophrenia. Hey, Meg, thank you for joining me tonight. And, it's been an ongoing thing in my life. We've been through 18 hospitalizations in the last 2.5 years, 18 hospitalizations. She has been in the hospital more in the last 5 years than she's been out of the hospital. So I would dare say I've had a little bit of experience with life handing me just a few lemons. And thank you, Beth. I have a post on my personal page. I'm asking people to share it. Because I'm trying to raise awareness about the situation that we're going through right now. My daughter has been hospitalized since November 3rd of last year in the state psychiatric hospital. And they are trying to get her moved to a safe placement. And we are not there. She's on wait lists at a number of different facilities. And they have had her on wait lists since March, and so far no beds available, no locations available. So now the brilliant idea from the social workers is to place my daughter, who is fully psychotic, who has attempted to burn down my house numerous times, into an apartment by herself so that she can live by herself in an apartment. So I dare say life has been handing me a couple of lemons. So, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. And yet you guys have seen me in the last 5 years grow this group to over 68,000 members. And one of the things that I have had to learn is the coping mechanisms of balancing life for kids, one of which has severe mental illness with a traumatic brain injury and autism and a whole list of diagnoses that you guys can read the screenshots if you want, with, trying to support the other 3 kids, keep them safe, keep everybody alive, for Pete's sake. And if you think I'm exaggerating about the keep everybody alive part, I only wish I were exaggerating about the keep everybody alive part. Because unfortunately, my daughter has tried to kill us, and has had homicidal ideations towards us. So when we talk about that, like worst case scenario, like, trying to have a life, trying to build a business, trying to keep your clients happy and do those kinds of things, it's a challenge. It is a real challenge. So I think a lot of times people think, Haley is, and Meg says, hashtag Haley is Wonder Woman. Haley feels a little bit nuts right now. And it's a task to compartmentalize in your brain and, focus on the things that need doing when they most need doing, and focus on the most important things and the things that need to happen today in my business so that I can continue to serve my clients, so that I can provide an awesome service to my clients, so that they will continue to pay me so I can pay my bills, so I can take care of my family. And, the balance of making sure that everybody is taken care of. and that we keep everybody alive in one piece. And, you know, it is definitely a challenge. And I don't want to whitewash it and say, everything's all happy go lucky. I'm going to earth myself and I'm going to ground myself, And thank you, Beth. And so I want you guys to know that when I'm talking about work-life balance, I'm talking to you about work-life balance in the context of having had those aha moments that I had to take care of myself in the middle of taking care of my daughter, losing 175 pounds, because I realized I was going to die if I didn't do it. I could barely walk to the end of my cul-de-sac when I started this weight loss journey 2 years ago because, I had let things go so far because I was so focused on caring for my daughter and on making a living. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned is that, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't put yourself first, if you don't act like a bitch sometimes, if you don't decide that you have zero fucks left to give, pardon my French tonight, that you're not going to survive. You have to put yourself first, even above your husband, even above your children, because if you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to be there to take care of your family. You can't take care of them if you can't take care of yourself. And that to me was one of the biggest aha moments. When life gives you lemons, for me, it's been, physical, mental, all of those kinds of things, financial stress, massive financial stress of dealing with a kid who's been hospitalized 18 times, as I'm sure you guys can well imagine. So, when I talk about life giving you lemons and dealing with it, find a therapist if you need one. Do what you need to do from a self-care perspective. If you're a praying kind, pray. Find Jesus, find God. If you are not the religious kind, that's great. Find the universe. Lean into it. Find the things that you need to do in order to take care of yourself first, to deal with those lemons so that you can start to turn them into lemonade. Y'all are seeing me, at a really kind of raw moment right now because I'm dealing with, just the sheer level of incompetence right now that I'm dealing with. Oh, yeah, well, your daughter might decide to kill herself. We're going to give her strategies. We're going to give a schizophrenia patient coping strategies. Well, she'll probably think that the phone is possessed and she won't use it, And, it's definitely when you're dealing with the world going completely star-craving mad around you, even if it's not literally mad, like it is in my case. There's a reason why the airline stewardess tells you to put your oxygen mask on first. You can't take care of anybody else until you take care of yourself. Exactly. You cannot take care of yourself. There won't be you to take care of your family, to take care of your parents, to take care of everybody else, unless you take care of you. And that to me has been probably one of the hardest, most painful, most profound lessons that I've had to learn because, I'm hard-headed, guys. If you don't know that I'm hard-headed by now, let me assure you that I am adequately hard-headed. I am persistent. I am like a bull in a china shop. If you set a goal in front of me or I set a goal in front of myself, I'm going to freaking do it. And I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to get there. Not that I'm going to mow people over, but I'm going to go do it, right? So, it's an interesting thing because I've had to take care of my mom. I've had to take care of my dad. I had to take care of my father-in-law. I had to take care of my husband's grandmother. Over many years, we've had 4 young kids thrown into the mix. And, it is really, a crazy time. Um, you know, and hey, Jatika, good to see you. It's that learning that most painful lesson that when life gives you lemons, are you taking care of yourself first so that you can take care of your business? Are you taking care of yourself first? Are you taking care of your health, your physical, your spiritual, your mental health first so that you can take care of that business? Because, we as women don't do that very well. My husband is, he's amazing. He's an amazing guy. He takes an amazing care of our family. He's had high blood pressure for years. The doctor told him 17 years ago to drink a glass of red wine every day and to exercise more. And let me just tell you, the man is out there on his bike, every other day, and he's in the pool every other day. So he alternates days of biking and riding and swimming. And he has been completely religious about that this entire COVID-19 thing. Before that, he would go to the gym and he would swim every other day. He eats an almost zero fat diet. Men are awesome at this. They're very good at filling their cups first. I'm important, so I'm going to take care of ourselves. But we as women, I will say, me as a woman, it has taken me far longer to get that lesson through my head that I have to fill my cup first, that I have to, make sure that I put me first so that I can take care of my family, so that I can take care of everybody else, because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? You can't give to people what you don't have to give. We are so strong as women, but we give and give and give until we give up. We give and give and give until, we break ourselves down. We give and give and give. I gave until I hit 427 pounds, y'all. I gave until I broke. I gave and gave and gave to my family. I didn't care about what I ate. My husband's over there eating salmon and having a glass of red wine every day and doing those kinds of things because, his doctor told him to do that. Well, my doctor just told me to lose weight. So what am I doing? I'm eating macaroni and cheese like the rest of the kids, and it was a huge wake-up call to my family when I said, I'm going to get healthy. And y'all, I am not thin. I'm definitely not thin. I probably never will be. But I went through the steps to get my head straight, to have bariatric surgery, and I shook up my entire family. Let me just say that the shake up in my family when I started exercising, when I started doing the nutrition, was huge. Yeah, I was raised to think that it was absolutely selfish to put myself first, right? And if my kids are eating mac and cheese, I'm eating mac and cheese because I don't want to fuss over myself, right? And I didn't want to fuss over, the fact that I needed to eat more fruits and vegetables, that I needed to eat more protein. The first thing my personal trainer told me was, you need to eat more protein. And I'm like, well, this is what my family is eating. This is what's being provided at home. Because we were going through a tough time financially with our oldest daughter with massive medical bills. And what I had to do was to stop and say, look, this isn't going to fly anymore. I'm going to eat well too. And, that means no more grilled cheese sandwiches and no more macaroni and cheese for the most part. And really focusing hard on protein and focusing hard on getting the right nutrition in. It was a great struggle early on when I started this weight loss journey, just getting, my vitamins. I would put stuff on the grocery list, and if my husband didn't think I needed it, he wouldn't buy it. And, we teach others how to treat ourselves. And I, trained him that this is how I'm going to eat or I am going to die. And once he finally got that through to his head that I am killing my wife because I'm not buying, the right groceries, because he does all the grocery shopping in our house. Once he finally understood that and internalized that, things changed massively. And I had to put me first. I had to set boundaries. I had to set rules. I had to decide what I was going to accept and what I wasn't going to accept. And that means that, I drink different milk from everybody in the house. I drink a lot of protein shakes because of my bariatric surgery to meet my protein goals. I do all of these things to take care of myself. I get a certain number of hours of sleep a night. Y'all probably don't believe me on that. But I really do. I mean, I sleep at least 7 or 8 hours a night. And I had to realize that those things were critically important for my own self-care and my own needs. Meditation time to just sit in a hot bath. Those things are vastly important that we do for ourselves so that we can take care of ourselves. And, it is so important. You can't pour from an empty cup. If life is giving you lemons, you're not going to be able to handle those lemons and turn them into lemonade if you're not taking care of yourself. Yeah, success is all what happens in the mind. And we have to set the healthy boundaries and we have to set limits on people. Right now I'm in what is a mind-boggling fight with healthcare professionals to literally keep my family alive. It is mind-boggling to me that I have to set such firm boundaries. And yes, guys, I've been very transparent about my family's battle with mental health issues and my daughter's battle with mental health issues. Part of that is because I want to ensure that I can get resources. And part of that is trying to help make the world a little bit of a better place by sharing the stories. Because if we don't talk about this, people don't know about it. And we don't understand just how bad mental health care is in our country, in our state, in our world, because we're not talking about it. Because, if nobody's talking about it, it must not be happening. So, I'm definitely learning, life is handing me lemons. I'm trying to make lemonade out of it by raising awareness, by taking care of myself, by taking care of my family, and by insisting that my family gets good care, that I get good care, all get good care, and that we stay alive. And some people are probably going to think that, I'm being dramatic. And I'm like, you probably do. I mean, it probably sounds really crazy to think, I'm going to sit here and tell you my daughter tried to kill me. You can choose to accept it or not, but she did. And transparency fosters inclusion, and it's really hard for people to understand mental illness. And the mental health stigma absolutely has to stop. Mental health, schizophrenia, OCD, borderline personality disorder, the whole list of diagnoses that my daughter has, they're neurological disorders. It's really no different than dealing with somebody with Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or any of those kinds of things. Just as you wouldn't put a patient with advanced Alzheimer's into an apartment unattended, you wouldn't put a patient with schizophrenia unattended into an apartment either, because the exact same things are likely to happen. They're going to forget, and they're going to leave on the stove, or they're going to wander out the front door and they're not even going to know where they are because the voices told them to. And I agree with you. The mental health stigma needs to stop, and it's time to be an open book, And we as women, a lot of times, struggle with mental health. We struggle with anxiety. We struggle with depression. We struggle with all these things. We are in such a high pressure world where we put so many expectations on ourselves. We put so many expectations on each other. It is really a crazy, crazy, crazy world. And, I'm trying to make the world a little bit of a better place with the Women's Entrepreneur Network. I hope I'm doing that. And, that is why we do a lot of what we do. Life is giving me lemons right now. It's giving me lots of lemons to practice on. So y'all, we're going to be making some serious lemonade in this group. I want to talk about mental health. I want to talk about getting the awareness out there. I want to destigmatize mental health. I want women to stand up for ourselves. I want us to be able to take care of ourselves and take care of each other. We really are capable of doing that. And thank you, Dee. I appreciate it. It is so important that we really do a good job of taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other, and making the world a better place. So I'm going to get off my high horse. I'm going to do one fun thing for y'all. And y'all can tell me top or bottom, because I'm going to do something fun. And tell me when to stop shuffling. So I'm going to do top or bottom. I pulled out my cards because, well, it's been a stressful day. And if I blow out another battery or another keyboard tonight, I'm just going to have it done. So, yeah, bring on the lemonade. Together we'll squeeze the lemons. So funny story, when Haley gets upset, light bulbs tend to start blowing. And my keyboard went out. My computer went kerblooey, and half my lights in my office went earlier. So I've been having kind of a crazy night. Top and stop shuffling. Okay, top and stop shuffling. Here you go. Oh, you guys got this one again. Gelato Goddess. Okay. Oh, this one's a good one tonight. Y'all must be like reading my mind. Have you given another the power to influence your sense of self-worth or your direction in life? Choose with care whom you allow to get close to you and to guide you. It's obvious and yet easy to forget that if we accept guidance or influence from another, we want to make sure that they are living the kind of life and being the kind of person that we aspire to be. You can learn from and be inspired by others, but you must stay true to yourself. Do not allow anyone's voice to become more important to you than the divine voice within your own heart. So thank you guys for that. I hope that it was a good reading. I hope it's inspirational. Don't give other people too much influence over you. Listen to your heart. Take advice from your heart. I hope that you all have an amazing week. We will see you guys tomorrow night. I hope that we will see you guys and take care. You love Spirit's wisdom. I do too. I think it is so much fun to see what comes up, because it is lots of fun. Have a great night, Jatika and Kathy and Meg and Dee and everybody. I hope that we all have a fabulous night. We will talk soon. Thank you. Take care. Always stay true to yourself, and it shall follow as the night, the day. Thank you.